What's going on, everybody? Strike City DMV. I'm here in the garage, aka the tackle shop, and I'm here to give you a review of one of my favorite rods. One of the rods that gets work every time I'm in a tournament. Every time I'm in a tournament. And that is going to be the Kistler KLX Feel and Reel. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, wow, Kistler is a very expensive rod. And it is a very expensive rod. I always say, get the most expensive rod that you can afford. And for me, that's my spinning setups are absolutely beyond the shadow of a doubt the most expensive rods that I have. The combinations, easily $550 plus. So a lot of people, they only have bait casters, or that's their most expensive combos. For me, those are the cheaper ones for me. What I consider cheap is, $250 to $300. That's fairly, cheap for really good quality tournament bait casting gear. But for spinning rods and spinning gear, you need the top notch, or I feel like I have to have the top notch, or again, the best that my money can afford. And that's what I suggest to everyone else. Get the best that, you can afford. Let me straighten this camera a little bit. Okay. So, let's get right into this review. Today I'm reviewing, again, the Kistler KLX Feel and Reel. That's also my new sponsorship that I picked up this year. And this is a hybrid rod. This one that I have is a 611 medium action rod. It is very light, extremely light. Everybody that have picked up my rod because they haven't seen a rod like this before, they're like, hey, what kind of rod is that? And they pick it up and they're wondering, why is it so light, or how is it so light? And they ask me about it, and I tell them it's the best spinning rod I've ever owned. It's also the most expensive rod that I've ever owned. But the beauty of this rod is it's actually a hybrid rod. Okay, so you've got premium grade graphite, but it's blended in to a fiberglass tip on the rod. Let me untangle it and show you what I mean. So you got fiberglass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably starting at about your 6th guide, and there's only 9 guides up here. So halfway or a third of the way down, you have a hybrid. Now, why a fiberglass tip? So you get the strength in the backbone of this, graphite, and then you get the sensitivity of the fiberglass. So just look at this tip. I'm gonna come back. Hopefully you guys can see it. But look at this tip. Look at this tip. Look at this tip. This is a tip for you. I mean, this is, no fish is gonna come off if you've got them hooked good. It's got enough give. It's got enough backbone. I mean, this is, what I love about this is it's so sensitive. It's one of the best spinning rods I've ever had. I mean, look at that arc. It's amazing. I throw my bread and butter stuff on this. I mean, I throw my finesse worms. You see I got a slider head tied on already. I mean, I throw a lot of finesse stuff. And I've got this one paired up with a Stratic CI4. This is the newer one. So, I mean, retail, this is a $250, $260 reel. But it's the best in my opinion. And then you got another $250 or so for this rod. So it's easily, close to, with tax and everything, it's close to $600. It's pushing 6. But it's worth it. This is, I treat it myself, and the warranties and stuff that you get with it is outstanding. It's just a money. This is money. This is money for me. So I strongly suggest it. They've got bait casters. which will be good for your swim jig so that you're not ripping the swim jig out of the bass's mouth. A lot of times with that swim jig, when you're reeling it slower, probably like on a 6:3 to 1 or a 6:6 to 1 gear ratio reel, I've seen guys, professional guys on tour, just kind of get beat up by the co-angler that really is good with the swim jig, because a lot of the pro guys come down here and they may not have fished a lot of heavy grass like the Potomac, and they may have not have fished a swim jig often until they come down to the Potomac. And I'm speaking of a particular situation of last year. I won't say the name, but one of my buddies, really got him good over at FLW Tour Pro. And all I can say is the rod made all the difference. The guy asked him, hey, what are you doing back there in the back of the boat? And my boy told him, hey, it's all up, you can't rip it out of their mouth. You gotta let them take it. And what happens with this fiberglass tip is it's got that forgivingness in it that it allows the bass to take it. You'll feel them take it, and you get the backbone of the baitcaster model I'm talking about. You get the backbone of the graphite so that you can drive that hard, heavy-duty hook home. So again, it's very light. It's extremely light. If any of you guys see me out there on the water, any tournaments, this is gonna be with me at all times. I'll have maybe one or two of them with me at all times. If you want to try it out just to kind of pick it up and see how light it is, I'm more than happy to show it to you in person. But again, this is a review of the Kistler KLX Feel and Reel series. They've got all type of rods, but the KLX Feel and Reel is a combination of graphite and fiberglass. I strongly suggest it if you can afford this rod. I understand that everybody can't afford it, and I'm not saying go out and buy 1,000 of these, because I understand it's expensive. I only have a couple, and it's just for a couple of the applications I feel like I would be most successful in. And I love them. I love them, absolutely love them. So again, go on Kistler's website. KLX Feel and Reel is this particular one. They have them in bait casters. They've got them in heavy duty jig action rods. The KLX series of rods is phenomenal anyway, but the Feel and Reel takes it to another level. A combination of, again, graphite, fiberglass, and also you get the Fuji tangle-free guides, which I really, really like. Quality guides. I mean, you have I'm sorry, I can't even get it out. That custom Fuji reel seat. I've got a cork handle, which is very comfortable. You've got the bait keeper on the outside. I mean, it's just a great setup. This is a great setup. This is one of my favorite rods that I get the most work in. KLX Feel and Reel again. Take a look at it, get it. Strike City.